Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. I am Sonny Wrath 11, and joining me tonight in the booth is my good friend from the LADX Randomizer community, or Z4 Randomizer, depending upon how you want to call it. Maddie, how are you doing tonight?
Oh man, I got promoted to friend today too. This is such a great day.
Got you.
It's a fine time though. I watched my 101 boot camp, so I kind of know what's happening in Final Fantasy. But I will have a lot of questions, and I hope that everyone's ready to learn along with me here.
There will be a lot of learning going on in here, as this week we have entrance and floor shuffle turned on, but the towns will not be shuffled amongst the entrances. So the towns are all going to be in their normal locations, but the entrances are going to lead to completely different places, and then the floors as well will lead to completely different places more than likely.
A wonderful time for me to be on first comms. Good thing I love a nice toasty booty from this frying pan.
I mean, truth be told, it's not going to be too terribly bad, but we'll see how this ends up going for our runners, as we have Ravioli 500, Herbie B, Thavion Hawk, and Dead Pulse here on Restream.
Yeah.
It's going to be a spicy race.
Oh yeah. I only know that Dead Pulse is one of our high ups.
Yes, very much so. Um, One thing to note is it looks like everybody's running the same party with Thief, Fighter, White Mage, Black Mage. So let's go ahead and get into those blurses real quick.
Yeah.
So the fighter has Self Magic and Hurt Dragon. So there will be bonus damage done against the dragon type enemies. The thief has plus 10 luck, wood armor, or the woodmaster, and so they'll get extra evasion from that. Hit givers
Ooh,
are
harm 4
on.
level 1. That is... That's good, right?
That is quite good, especially since the white mage harm flag is turned on. Dead Pulse, though, taking a slightly different route than everybody else, immediately going into Canaria Castle, seeing one of the Cardia treasuries at the castle, getting a little bit of EXP and extra money on the way. There's also Wall, which is an in battle ribbon.
Uh,
Very, very good to see at level 1.
oh
The
yeah.
White Mage blessings. There's improved Thor Hammer, which means the damage from the Thor Hammer is going to be significantly increased.
Mhm.
And the White Mage starts with Invis 2 in one of the level 8 magic slots.
Which is
Really, really
the
good.
evade improvement spell, right?
Yes, party wide evade improvement.
Ah.
And then the Black Mage, plus 20 HP, plus 20 vitality. We're going to see very, very beefy Black Mages.
He's gonna
And
live for once.
oh, yeah. And this is a shard hunt seed. I believe it's 28 shards in total required.
Hmm.
So we're going to see just how everything goes.
So Shard Hunt is, I'm imagining, replacing our orbs in terms of how we're getting into the final area. Yeah, final area. Or
So
is it just the end?
Odron in chat asking if it's that significant on the White Mage. If you get an early Thor Hammer, that does allow the White Mage to do a lot more damage.
They are now a pseudo fighter.
Indeed.
That said, I'm surprised no one took the black belt. We were talking about it earlier, and you mentioned that that would be like the big one to pick with that plus 20% hit chance and the equipped shirt of some kind.
So yes, that plus 20 hit percent on the black belt means that it would get up to 12 hits maximum unarmed.
Yeah.
And the plus shirts means that it could equip both the white shirt and the black shirt. We see a canal over on Dead Pulse's screen from Bicky the Pirate.
Nice.
Houses are a little expensive, as Thavion has run into the Dwarf Cave. Ravioli heading over to Northwest Castle and finds Canaria Castle.
And gets the herb. What
We
does the
did.
herb do? Who do we turn that into?
We turn that into the Elven Chancellor in order to wake the Elven Prince.
Ah,
We
which will
did
get
have
us another key item.
it will. We did
Ah,
have a canoe found in the Sky incentive, where that would normally be the adamant that turns into the Excalibur,
ooh,
as Thavion is actually
in
in
the
the
spider
floor with
room.
it and finds an Excalibur anyway.
Oh my. Level 2 nuke too?
Level
Who
2
got that?
nuke. This magic is looking really nice. The only thing that's missing are fast, temper, and potentially lock or lock 2.
Yeah.
Dragon armor as well in here.
Yeah, it looks like.
Sky 2 is a knight's paradise.
Mhm.
So Ravioli ended up going into Marsh Cave and found Carrie's floor, and considering that levels are still kind of low, I cannot blame him for not fighting Carrie.
Oh yeah, Thavion's having just a thief and a dream right now.
Yeah, Thavion's getting that EXP on the thief. Might be trying to go for level 15.
For the lockpick, because that's allowed this seat.
Yep.
Ah. I guess with the
Rav-
randomized floors makes sense.
yeah, Ravioli in Elfland picking up Exfer and heal 3. Exfer can be used to strip the target of all of their defenses, meaning that you can insta-kill Chaos potentially. Sunsword +5, huge find, life at level 4. The
Yeah.
runners that took a White Mage are going to be very happy.
Yes, which is all 4 that we see, and possibly all 5 we don't see.
Oh, Warp, Temper, and Brack
Mhm.
at level 4 Black Magic. That's loaded.
Ooh, that was a pretty high cost for a house, from what I understand, in the thousands.
Yeah, $14.99 for housing the seed. It's a little high, but definitely not as high as what it could be.
It's the current inflated market, let's face it.
This is true.
Uh, even those temporary houses are inconceivable. So looks like Dead Pulse finally got their canoe as well. Entering that spider room, going to get that Excalibur.
Yep. Spider Floor, very nice for finding treasures. Encounters really aren't too terribly bad.
Yeah, especially with the
So,
shapes of the rooms. To my understanding of rooms.
yes. The rooms in and of themselves, as it stands, really aren't too terribly bad. This
Yeah.
Manticore encounter going to be very good on the EXP front. Definitely rolled low health. Unfortunately, Lit 2 from the Zeus Gauntlet did not take out that last Manticore, but
Ooh,
that nuke's
okay.
going to come in and do cleanup.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say the pirates are a proper story encounter, right? And that's what Herbie's up to right now.
Yes, so in the vanilla game, Bicky would give you his ship, as that would lead you over to Elfland, Marsh Cave, etc.
Yeah.
But in this case, since he has the canal,
Mm.
we're
Using
not
those
sure
pirate connections to just get it all done.
exactly.
That said, the canal doesn't do much without the ship, from my mild understanding of things.
You are correct. Now, we did see a katana show up, which is -2. Little unfortunate, not the end of the world.
Still a good weapon.
Very much so. If Vorpal rolls well, though, then Vorpal might be the endgame weapon of choice.
Truth.
Now, the nice thing about the katana and the Vorpal are that they are crit weapons. Question in chat from Hashmelon. New to the game, are the doors randomized? They are in this case,
Ooh.
but specifically the dungeon entrances.
Mhm.
So anything that is not a town is randomized. But on top of that, it's not only the entrances that are randomized, but even the dungeon floors themselves.
And we're also apparently looking for shards, which I didn't get a full answer on what that means right now.
So instead of going to light the 4 orbs normally, or however many orbs the flag set may require,
Hmm.
the orbs in and of themselves have been shattered into shards. And so in this case, our runners here are looking for 28 shards total in order to be able to break the black orb in Temple of Fiends to then go to Topher, or Temple of Fiends Revisited, 2,000 years in the past, to then refight the Fiends and kill Chaos.
Yeah. I remember the fiends' names, except for the one that is an attractive snake woman.
Good old Carrie.
Alright.
Or if you are used to the remakes, that would be Marilith.
Ah, see, Marilith makes sense. That's a D&D monster.
Exactly.
Because I'm seeing my first use of canoe here with Herbie, running up the river. Which, if I don't. There's a dungeon at the end of that, right? If they follow
There are
correctly.
2 technically. With where Herbie was on the northern part of it, closer to Baroka, lies the ice cave entrance, and where Herbie is heading right now is the Gurgu volcano, as Dead Pulse is currently taking on Carrie.
Hmm.
Fires off a nuke for 149 damage, and that is a carry kill for Dead Pulse. That's 2 extra shards. Now, one thing to mention with Shard Hunt is if you kill a fiend and light the fiend orb, you will get a set number of shards. In the case of Lich and Carry, you will get 2 shards.
And then I
for
imagine with
each of them.
Kraken and Tiamat we get 4.
With Kraken and Tiamat, we get 4. You are right on with that.
Yay! I guessed while a Windows update was happening.
I mean, hazarding a guess is not a bad thing.
I mean, that's half of what rando routing is guessing which is going to be your best option based on the things that you have. And currently we've got 1 orb equivalent on Dead Pulse's side, but at the same time, Ravioli and Thavian both have that herb, which we don't know how well that'll play into things in the overall. Did we see what the herb traded in for?
We have not yet, as Elf Castle has not been found, so...
Because that could be a big difference later.
Exactly. That could potentially be a floater. Now, we'll see if the runners remember that they can head to
Ooh, there's the ruby.
Lefane, as well as potentially even Gaia. But good call on that ruby coming from the sages of the Crescent Lake.
Yeah. Who normally would ignore you until you've beaten Vampire, I think it was?
Yes, it is. Or no, it's actually Lich. Sarda ignores you until you've defeated the vampire.
I picked an undead enemy and I failed.
You had a 50-50 shot because they're both in the same dungeon.
Well, I'll take it.
So you were on the right track.
I'll learn eventually. Give me like
give it
10 more comms.
Exactly. Give it a little bit of time. You'll have it with ease. We've got
Thavian going after Harry.
Call it.
Yep.
Oh, nuke for 398, a near maximum roll on nuke.
Whistle sounds. So with the entrances randomized, does that mean our final dungeon is also randomized? Say, or is it the only one that's not touched because you need the black orb destroyed to get in?
So that is the only one that is not touched, as it does require the black orb being shattered.
Now,
However, the entrance to Temple of Fiends in and of itself is randomized where it can be. So
we're not going to see Garland for a while. Got it.
Exactly. Could be on the Cardia Islands. It could be at Castle of Ordeals. It could be at Mirage Tower.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know yet.
Nope, but we'll find out together.
So, Gurgu Volcano is the large Cardia Armory, or Cardia Forest. 7 chests here. Let's see if there's anything good that comes out of it.
Well, a house, they're expensive nowadays. and a good chunk of experience.
Almost 4,200 experience really isn't a bad find.
Oh, yeah.
Early levels go a long way.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, no.
So we've got some white magic shopping going on over on Thavian's side. Ravioli's running away from some
Yeah.
ogres. Herbie turning in that ruby. We're going to find out where the Titan's wormhole leads to, because this could actually be required.
Yeah.
There is one shard in there. Going to make use of that warp spell.
Yeah. I say that warp spell could end up making a lot of difference. I've noticed basically every runner pick it up, and we got
Oh,
got a good old speed bump vampire.
indeed. And with Fire 2 and a Sun Sword,
There
that
he
vampire's
goes,
that vampire's gone.
and
So,
the chime. So what does the
ooh,
chime do?
so that is the entry key for Mirage Tower.
Oh, so that puts that into a potential for Ravioli here that could be a decent lead depending on what entrances are behind there.
So the only problem with that is that I don't remember if the Yonakern Desert is, or Yonakern Desert Dock is on, which is actually the name of the Mirage Desert. Um. Okay,
Docks
hate
are off.
confirming that Northern Docks are off. So that is going to be floater locked.
Ooh. So basically, what happens first? Does one of our other runners find that floater, or does Ravioli find it with that chime?
Well, here's the problem right now.
Oh
There's
dear.
so much open,
Oh yeah.
including Melmond area, which will be, of course, Melmond itself, Earth Cave, and Titan's Tunnel East. And if any of those have a ship, then that could actually lead to a significant exploration lead, because that would then allow Castle of Ordeals to be checked, which could also have another item depending upon where it leads. But
Yep, Fabian getting that hint about the canoe and picking up there, Ruby.
Hate is absolutely correct. Is we are waiting to see who remembers about the map edits that are in this flag set.
There are map edits. Which specific ones should we be knowing about?
So there is a pathway to go from the Canaria / Dwarf Cave area over to the Melbourne area, and then there's a map edit that takes the Peninsula of Power and connects it from Provoca to Lefane. And
place names still mean nothing to me, but I'm just going to pretend that I know everything that you're talking about.
so Lefane,
yeah,
of course, Provoca being the pirate town, but Lefane is...
Ooh, Dead Pulse apparently remembered, and I'm guessing is in one of those places right now.
Yes, Dead Pulse is over in Gaia. Shop items gotta be here. It is Matoy's crystal.
That's spicy, I assume, because it's on the tracker.
It kind of is, because that is a 27,000 gold crystal. But he had the wizard staff, which normally would cast Confuse. He's already beaten Carry, so it's not even necessary. That crystal is now going to be purchased, and that is one extra item that Dead Pulse has that he can then go check depending upon where Matoya lands.
And from what I understand of the ruby, it's food for a giant or something, right?
Yes, it is food for the Titan in and of himself.
Okay.
Now, it stays a ruby even in the later iterations of the game, though it just gets one word added to it. It's the Star Ruby. But at this point, with how everything is playing out, and as Hate mentions in chat,
yeah,
the progression in and of itself does seem to be over in the Melmond area.
So I imagine we're looking for a ship or a floater, one or the other.
Either ship or floater, either one of them will bust this seed very, very wide open.
Its body is ready.
Its body most definitely will be ready.
I wonder if it'll be behind that crystal, considering that's sort of the one major dividing point right now with our runners. And apparently River to Melmond is on as well, so I guess there is a chance of getting there with canoe?
Yep. That is the map edit that I was talking about earlier that does give access to Melmond in and of itself. Melmond being the town where you translate the slab, it's also the town that the vampire attacked. courtesy of Lich.
Hmm.
Now, there was a hint earlier
Hmm.
about Matoya having the tail, so that crystal is not progression per se, but definitely a great convenience item with the Excalibur and Katana in hand.
Yeah, because to my memory, the tail is given to the dragons, which allow you to upgrade all your classes to the beefier versions of them.
Correct. You give the rat tail to Bahamut as a proof of courage, as you have to go through the Castle of Ordeals in order to do that.
Hmm.
And he says, "You have proven your courage to me," and then changes you into your promoted classes. In this case, we'll see Ninja, Knight, White Wizard, and Black Wizard.
Yeah. Oop. Herbie eaten to death, maybe? Yep, there it
Yep.
is. Ah, hate to see it.
Lobsters are evil.
And delicious. Don't take that away from them just because they kick you out.
You're not wrong, but lobsters having such a high critical hit rate, they're very painful. Now, with save on game over being on,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yes.
Oh, they
That
have
means they're not losing
fast.
anything. Ooh, yes.
They have fast, and that's not fun.
I was gonna say fast, doubling the number of attacks with that incredible crit rate, and just resulting in, well, it's a bad day. Ooh, that's 10,000, almost 11,000 experience just from those 2 chests Herbie found. Dang. That's,
Yes.
what would be that, like 4 levels at least? Depending on where you open.
Depending upon what level you're at, yes.
Deadfall's taking
Thavion,
a death too.
Thavion showing off one of our sprite edits that can be made in the game. Thavion's on Team Steak, as the Tyros are food, not friends.
Ugh. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna turn down a delicious steak at this time of night.
I wouldn't either. Now,
Speaking of, everyone in chat, make sure you hydrate and eat well. That's an order.
Herbie has found the Kraken floor, as has Dead Pulse. So we very well may see an attempt at killing Kraken here via the Brack spell, if not potentially from Nuke and Harm 4 from Dead Pulse. I think Herbie's going to have to go after Brack strats, but there's a slight problem with that is Herbie doesn't have Brack.
Ooh, that's not good. Because considering that I know Kraken is one of the more troublesome fiends with his quad attacks and his ink nonsense. Or the darkness nonsense.
Yes.
He blinds you.
So here we go. Dead Pulse versus Kraken. Gonna drop some Saber, gonna drop some Harm 4, and throw out Fast.
Gotta go fast.
So that Knight, or that Fighter should deal some good damage. 8 hits for 611 going out onto that Thief. That's not good.
That hurts.
He's going straight damage. 4 hits, 262.
Nice.
Terminated. That Kraken was paper.
Yep. Paper, but also a paper cut if you get too close, as that thief got to learn.
Now Herbie is fighting Kraken as well. Gonna throw out the Zeus gauntlets for 65.
Yeah.
And ooh, Kraken actually missed the Thief.
Ooh. That thief luck coming in handy.
Indeed. That actually, though, is more attributed to the agility. 3 hits for 247. That's a terminated Kraken for Herbie.
Woo! The come from behind glass Kraken kill.
And Ravioli has found the Ice Cave and picks up the bottle as the item from Ice Cave, as Thavion is just running around looking for either some stuff to kill for decent money, or I'm not sure. Dead Pulse has found Earth Cave, and Herbie has found Mirage 1.
Ice Cave in Earth location, apparently.
That is the case.
Alright. I'll learn locations eventually. It's on my to-do list. God.
So we've got Earth, Mirage, Earth, Ice. Thank you, Nate.
Okay, so right now we got Dead Pulse in the tentative lead in terms of having the most shards, but really with the differences in key items we've got between everyone, it's still pretty much anyone's game right now, depending on what's most needed to get these shards going.
Correct. Now, one of the things that's going to end up setting the runners apart from each other is when each one gets the airship and how they decide to route after obtaining the airship.
Of course, airships change every Final Fantasy Dragon Quest game.
Yes, and something else to note that hasn't been talked about yet is the trap tiles that are in this are the B-side tiles, meaning more than likely you're going to find encounters that give a lot more experience than what you would normally see. In the case of Ravioli, down in the Ice 6-pack, finding a sandworm tile, or as we call it, a sandwich tile.
Oh man, sandwiches are delicious though.
That's
Can
why
we have a steak sandwich with
XP.
both of them?
So if you turn on the Randomizer flag, you can actually get tyros and sandworms together for steak sandwiches.
I missed it, but something has stone on its attacks that seems to have gotten Ravioli's white mage.
That would
That's not...
be the Gurpy that has stone poison.
Ah,
Now
green centipede.
Yes, there are two different types of poison that are skills. There's, of course, stone poison, which is what took out that white mage, and damage poison. Damage poison is the more scary one of the bunch.
Oh hey, a soft. Just in time to not use on that white mage.
Yeah, and then run into a 7-pack of wizards.
Yep. The pain, it's real. Yeah, Thorhammer at -2. That means that our big advantage on the white mage is a little less fun than we once hoped.
It's no longer going to be as large of an advantage, but that's okay. Because with the Excal and at least one katana being found, Ice Armor +1 as well, and Dragon Armor being located, the Knight and the Ninja are both going to be very, very, very powerful in terms of damage output.
So I'm being told Bottle is redeemable. What do we redeem Bottle for, normally?
So, the bottle would normally be bought at the caravan shop, and when used, it releases the fairy that's trapped inside of it, that returns over to Gaia, goes to the back of Gaia, and sits at the spring or lake there.
Does she heal you to full if you talk to her? Are we going full Zelda on this one?
Unfortunately, no.
Aww.
But she does dive down to the bottom of the lake and pulls a water that allows you to breathe underwater, called the Oxy Ale.
Huh. I see where the naming convention comes in as an author.
It's so good. Alright, Thavion has Thief Lockpicking online, so...
It's a scuba suit and hates headcanon. In my headcanon, it's OxyClean.
Oh my gosh! So, we have the cube, or as I like to call it, the D6, sitting in the Canaria Castle Armory, or Locked Canaria. Ravioli continuing to go through the volcano. Might be going to take on Kraken. Did I see crack on the sandwiches?
I don't know. There's so much text and everyone's spamming it so fast. I'm lucky to catch if someone casts something.
Because if that's crack on sandwiches, that's really, really bad. And a very foul taste of vanilla.
We put one too many ghost peppers on the sandwich.
I don't know. I think we're talking Carolina Reapers at that point.
The sandwich bites back.
For sure. I think Thavion's sitting, wondering, where can I go?
Yeah, with the cube. What would the cube give Therion that would lead them to think so much?
So, the cube normally is what's used to go from Mirage Tower, 3rd floor, up to the floating fortress, where Tiamat would normally be residing. However, since it is
randomized
full shuffle,
we're gonna result in that just leads to a floor, which could be anything, even Tiamat.
Exactly.
Alright, got our next Kraken fight coming on.
As Deadpulse is getting ready to find out what the bottle yields.
Mm-mm. Show me potato salad.
Potato salad. Poison smoke from ravioli.
And TNT from that fairy.
Ooh, I believe Dwarf Cave was found earlier.
Mhm.
So that is a fetch quest sequence. Softenum, I love the pun.
It's
You
so
get a
bad,
gold
I love
star
it.
for the pun.
Are we allowed to gift Prime?
I wish.
Use your Prime subs to sub to FFR. That is my shill for the day.
I like it. So we got Cure 4 and Life 2 at level 6.
Mm.
White Magic. Very, very good. Cure 4 being a full heal in battle, it cures status ailments. But Life 2 is the big one here. Full revive.
Give me that Pacha meme, just right.
Mm-hmm.
What level was it?
Level 6.
Ooh, that's kind of high, but tolerable.
I
Got
mean,
lots of spell slots available.
It only requires level 15 to start getting spell charges for it. Now, if it were level 8,
from Herbie?
If it were level 8, then it'd require level 25.
Oof.
And promotion.
Yeah, let's pretend we don't need that, because I like this world better when we get it on 6.
I like this world better when we get it on 1.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Just beautiful.
Herbie taking down Carrie like nothing.
Like it's Carrie.
She was just butter. He swung a hot knife. That's it. She's done.
So I'm assuming this 6 scorpions and 2 bulls is a trap tile, and not a very fun one, considering it happened next to a chest.
You would assume correctly on that.
Yes. Another tick for my bingo back.
I mean, at this rate, you're probably going to have a bingo.
Hey!
We have more fetch quests as Narek gives Deadpulse the slab.
Yeah. Hooray! More backtracking. It's the best part of the day.
So...
Oop, there's a ribbon -2.
That
is a ribbon. No one cares about the -2. I
mean, it doesn't matter what ribbon you get. You're not going to care if it's plus or minus. It's a ribbon.
It is a ribbon. Looks like we're giving it to the fighter. Which I think is the good choice for most cases. Oh, nope. It's moving over to our white mage where it normally goes.
Yeah, Deadpulse is going to throw it onto the Lifecaster because, I mean...
Has Lifecaster.
Lifecaster.
Don't need more explanation than that. We're good. We get it. Ugh. That said, looks like Ravioli got that TNT, so the slab and that ribbon are on the way for them, too.
Indeed. Kraken 1 doing Kraken 2 things by taking out the white mage immediately.
As you do.
As
it's that AI upgrade that we tweaked into the seeds. Everyone gets 1.
Herbie's running through Lefane does have that slab, which means the TNT has been picked up, as well as the bottle. Thavion taking down Kraken, and I don't know for sure if the slab gave anything.
Yeah, I didn't
unless the hit giver in and of itself doesn't require the translation.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person here. I'm the student asking questions in this relationship.
So that's fair. Personally speaking, I'm not used to playing with the hints on, so I'm not 100% certain on all of them. But thank you, Hate, for giving me that confirmation that it does speak normally and not in Lupa.
Sounds good. Lupa sounds like a delicious language.
It is until you realize that your loot is on the Lefanish NPC that gives the chime, and then you're like, oh no.
Oh dear. So we got another town visit here from Dead Pulse. Or have they been here before?
With the slab translated, and that is
An adamant. I'm guessing that that turning in the adamant is somewhere very far from here, and that's why we're laughing.
so that's back at Dwarf Cave where the TNT was turned in.
Go back. So we got the TNT from a fairy. He's like, you're gonna need this if you're gonna get some adamant. And they're like, here, have this slab. And they were like, oh yeah, just go get this translated. And this guy's got this metal we want. Just go get it. Come back later.
Oh my gosh, Hate. This is beautiful.
Oh yeah, we get to blame Hate on the seed today.
Correct. Hate's the one that rolled it.
Good thing I didn't. I wouldn't have known anything.
Oh my goodness, sir.
We're still completely lacking a ship, but considering what everyone else has, I'm guessing that bar is hiding our ship right now.
The adamant could be hiding the ship or the floater. We're about to find out. And
it's the ship. Maddie calls it correctly.
You
Bingo.
do. And now is where the fun comes into play, as that does give access to the Castle of Ordeals.
Mm-hmm.
We did see a call that Frostwolves have frost. More vanilla.
Yep. I mean, it's fine. Just put some vanilla next to chocolate, next to strawberry, and you get some Neapolitan. It's fine to have a little bit, just not too much.
Exactly. We might be getting the floater from Ordeals. There is a chance that it could be... Oh. What could it potentially be? I don't think it could be anything other than floater. It could be Temple of Fiends, and we could get it from Sarah.
Poor Princess hanging out with Garland. At least he's good company.
I mean, if you've played Stranger of Paradise, he's here to kill chaos.
I mean, I've played Dissidia, and he was quite the gentleman.
I mean, Garland's not that bad of a dude.
Oh yeah, he seems great.
Like, in the games that he actually speaks, he's quite polite, in my opinion.
Very honorable type. I like him. There's Herbie picking up that ribbon, probably enjoying it quite greatly.
Probably thinking, yes, a ribbon! Finally!
Yep. Could say, so I know ribbon is one of the incentive items, you can get hints from it sometimes. How many ribbons are there in the game normally? 3
total ribbons, and...
Ooh, looks like we found the man of the hour, Garland, and there he goes!
Fairly well, Jack Garland. You have been destroyed.
It was an honorable foe. He shall be remembered. At least by me.
Just remember that I, Garland, will knock you all down as I proceed to get knocked down. But don't worry.
Back up again?
Exactly where I was going.
Yes. I'm catching the flow. My power is increasing. Soon I'll control it all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Alright. So Dead Pulse has returned back to the Canary Castle where...
And there's the floater.
There is Princess Sarah holding on to that floater. Here before too long, we will see Dead Pulse flying through the skies.
Yep. My prediction now is Dead Pulse with 61 to 2 odds. Get your bets in now before I close them.
So here we go. This is where the routing really comes into play. There are still quite a few entrances that can be checked.
Mm-hmm.
He does have that chime, and he is immediately going to go to 2 other entrances that are locked by that airship, as he is in the air. We'll call it the 37-minute mark. And he's going into his hardest cave to start, and finding that it is Marsh Basement 2.
Kirby be about to get that good news about the adamant. Have you heard the news? Go back to the mines.
Exactly.
There's Ravioli picking up his ship.
And Ravioli will soon be
Heading back
airborne.
to... And Thavian is still yet to know that they have to visit the salt mines over and over again.
Indeed. Still a lot of stuff missing from that tracker, as well as one very important item, that loot.
So what does the loot do?
So, the loot is an item that in vanilla you get at the start of the game, and you don't use it until the end of the game when you go into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Oh.
It's used to break exactly one plate in the game, and that's its role.
Ah, the traditional flute method. Put one thing to sleep and be useless forever after.
Exactly.
Come on, at least put a second Snorlax in the game. Like, come on.
I mean, if you're playing Gold, Silver, Crystal, you've got two, because Red's got one.
I think there's also a second one, because there's they put one in a different route. In
Maybe.
Gold, Silver.
I don't remember.
I think there are even two in the main game, and I'm just, like, being very wrong.
I remember there being one. But
I know there's the one to Cycling Road, and I think there's the one that's, like, in the middle of the docks area.
Ooh. So, Deadpulse has found Bahamut's Cave, which is behind the cube, but prior to that cube tile, there was a Saria tile, and that is delicious.
Oh dear.
That's
I'm guessing a lot of experience.
Oh yeah, that's in the top 10 tiles to take on B-sides. That's in the top 10.
Oh. I'll take your word for it.
One of the best tiles you can find on B-sides are Purple Worms, which are normally a Temple of Fiends Revisited encounter. Ravioli officially has the floater at the 40-minute mark, so everything is looking good there.
Yep, we're on track for a hour and a half seed.
Oh, it's going to be under an hour and a half.
And other than green sharks and regular sharks, you know, the pivotal differences of sharks. We've got a water section, doubling down, and a witch with the tail! That is promotions abound, considering Deadpulse has already found the Comet Cave. Yes, that's the one.
Correct. And that was a marsh split that leads into sea split. That's a disgusting split.
Oof. There's Herbie finally getting in that ship, enjoying the sea breeze.
That salty wind of the sea. As Deadpulse finds Tiamat, are we going to see a Brat kill, a potential Bane kill, or are we just going to see flat out damage? Let's find out.
I see Saber, which means I'm thinking damage. Yep, fast.
And Saber going to go out. And I did see Wall being cast by that White Mage. Zeus Gauntlet for 26 damage, going to wait. And we're just going straight damage, not even going for Brack strats.
Yep.
I cannot blame him, as the scaling is low enough that doesn't entirely merit going after Brack strats. The nuke for 198, so some good damage coming out there. Harm 4 is going to come out. 128 with the fighter having hurt dragon as well. That does help. Swing 7 hits for 632 damage.
Spicy damage. And that's level 18, which means the thief can lockpick now, right?
Thief was able to lockpick at level 15.
I was close.
You were close. I'm not going to try Professor Oak's voice right now.
You were close.
That's good enough. I like it.
I'll take it. I also do a bad Sean Connery when playing Wind Waker. You can catch it whenever I get back to playing Wind Waker.
So, I completely missed what was in that waterfall that Ravioli went through, but I'm pretty sure that Hate and Softenham may have seen it.
What is lockpick? The thief has an ability to pick locks and bypass the need for keys at a certain level. Does the ninja maintain that ability? I think they do.
Yes, the ninja maintains that ability. And thank you, Drawn R79, for letting me know that it was a ribbon, which is pretty big. That's 2 ribbons found. Only 1 ribbon remains within the world.
Ribbon 2, ribbon harder.
Ribbon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Ooh, that's a good one. Doth ribbon.
All right, Herbie going through the Temple of Fiends locked chests, checking to see if there might be any shards or potentially any good pieces of gear in here.
Mm-hmm.
Only time will tell.
Fabian doing some backtracking to the spider room and such. Clearly have.
Deadpulse pulled the Oxy Ale out of the Marsh incentive chest. And Fabian, poor
Finally getting that
Fabian.
TNT. Salt mine visit 1, go. Have your slab.
Internal screaming commencing.
Poor boy. He doesn't know. Dwarf gods of death bonitis.
Yup. The dwarves have died to bonitis. Ooh, Fabian did pick up a white shirt +4. That's pretty big.
Which, you know, our black belt could have worn, if anyone brought him.
To be fair, with the scaling of these flags, I don't really foresee people really bringing a black belt. That white shirt coming out of Ice Incentive. Thank you, Hate.
Yeah.
Now, the white shirt is really good as it casts Invis 2.
Ooh.
So you have 2 different sources of Invis 2 now. One via the white mage with it at level 8, and the other via the white shirt.
And I assume... I was gonna say, what classes can wear the shirt normally?
So the white shirt is only equipable by the white wizard, and the black shirt is only equipable by the black wizard normally.
So, but you can buy the spells for those classes, right?
Right.
So
now, the absorption rating of those shirts, just off the base numbers, are equivalent to gold bracelets.
Okay. Which is, I assume, good.
Yes. However, the added bonus is that they give resistances to specific elements. In the case of the black shirt,
spells with no NP.
Yep. In the case of the black shirt, you get ice and time resistance, and time is very big, as that is what element the zap spell is.
We're in the teleporting room for Dead Pulse.
Good old Pillar Maze, and the Pillar Maze is randomized.
And at some point he hung out with Bahamut. I was too busy being new to notice.
You go to Bahamut, and he's using the warp trick that was used in Ice Cave earlier in order to get the incentive chest faster, and hit the whammy. Yes, black shirt and ribbon are the only 2 armors that give time resistance.
Interesting. I was gonna say, didn't one of the classes have like a better undead hit?
The knight has Hurt Dragon.
Yes.
So the time element is like the zap spell.
Basically, lightning is now time because reasons.
Exactly.
Thundaga don't exist yet.
I mean, they did not rename it to a different spell.
There's a rod. What do we do with a rod?
So the rod is used... Okay, so way back when the vampire... Thank you, Hate. I forgot about stop. Way back when the vampire floor was found, there's a plate behind the vampire that blocks access to going deeper into the Earth Cave. That rod breaks the plate. There is the crown coming from Sarda, which means if Astos is found, he can now be fought.
Saves me a question. And looks like Davian's about to get that ship. He's beelining it for that dwarf salt mine.
Yup. And Dead Pulse has run into everybody's favorite Sea Shrine floor, TFC, which
Does it
we
stand
call
for something
that
we're not allowed to say?
we call it that friendly chest here, or the fun chest.
Yes, other F words that are family friendly.
Yes. Unfortunately, that chest is not going to be necessary, as that is not where the sea incentive is located. That is actually located on the mermaid's floor. And Dead Pulse, you better imprison Bubbles and carbonate her.
Come
Because
on.
NPC Guillotine is on, so if the mermaid floor is found and actually has what I'm hoping it will, which is the loot, then we very well may see people carbonate Bubbles.
I am curious to see this because I have no idea what it means. The best part. It's like Christmas. Everything is Christmas here.
I was about to say, you're having a Christmas marathon here.
Yeah, basically. I'm opening so many new presents of knowledge.
Exactly. And
I'm gonna be
knowledge
able to
is
run
awesome.
by like Tuesday. It'll be fine. Alright.
So we had Ice 1 lead to Ice 2. That's
Love.
totally how it works.
Yep.
Good old entrance and floor shuffle doing what floor shuffle does.
Always you do. If I've learned anything from Entrance Render and LADX, it's that at least 5 entrances will somehow be vanilla, and no one will know why, and half of them will be dungeons.
Exactly. Unless you're in Mape Village and you run into D7 at Trendy Game.
Yeah, that one's always fun.
Oh hey, mermaids.
Yeah. Hey, they're cute. I like them. Gonna say we got a ruse.
Was that a roost stick? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is the power stick. Dead Pulse carbonate her. You better carbonate her. How dare you, Dead Pulse?
Rude.
How dare you not carbonate Bubbles?
Rude. Run invalid. Can't kick him out of the street.
Though Dead Pulse is 2 shards away from go mode, so.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Everyone shame him in chat.
20 minutes to his time.
Hey, he'll get that 130 I was guessing.
Oh no, it's
There's
the
the
Mystic Key.
Oh. The key we don't need because we're already too high level.
Yeah, the Mystic Key is unnecessary, unfortunately.
There's that excellent shame. You please me, Black Mage. Now become my apprentice. Crown equals loot? Does that sound right? We know that herb and rod and other things.
It could. I don't know if the herb has been turned in.
I haven't
So-
noticed anyone do it.
It very well could be herb or crown to loot, because one of these will be the Mosmian.
Well, here's the herb being picked
There's
in.
the Mosmian.
There we go. Best sword, let's go.
And it's -2, but you know what?
Ah.
It's a Mosmian.
Wasn't the katana also -2? That's just the -2 good sword seed. And we get
I
to blame Hay
mean-
for it. Oh,
There's
another
the third
ribbon.
ribbon.
Ribbons for everyone. Millions of ribbons. Ribbons for me.
Nice.
Millions of ribbons.
I was thinking it.
All
I
of
was
them free.
thinking
I'm getting DMCA. My singing skill's too good.
So, yeah, Dead Pulse only having 2 ribbons. Kind of. I would say it kind of.
It's better than 0 ribbons.
Yeah, exactly. As somebody that has spent more time doing ribbonless Temple of Fiends dives than I'd like to admit, lines are very, very nice to have.
I don't think we've seen Vorpal yet, no. So... does Vorpal do what I expect that it does? That it's got like a 10% auto kill chance or something?
No, so Vorpal is the other high crit weapon in the game. The TLDR for the Vorpal is like the katana. Its crit rate is high, and critical hits in this game ignore absorption rating.
Ah, so the traditional Pokemon crit rules ignore any cool buffs.
Correct. Now, if you combine
Also,
that
the
with
Vorpal not auto-killing, it makes the Golden Sun Phantomy very sad.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Now, the Vorpal plus 3 is equivalent to a Katana plus 0.
Ah.
But
If they're looking at Dead Pulse's inventory, that's a lot of filled shard holes. I think he might be ready to go as soon as he can find. Oh no, he's just got to go back to Garland, right?
no, he needs the loot still, which is going to be Rod, I believe.
Yeah, it's got to be behind Rod at this point. I think we saw him pick it up. It's just not on the tracker right now. Ooh, he's going to the Mirage Tower.
He is going to Mirage.
Is it just called Mirage? Did I add Tower?
I mean, you can call Mirage Tower or Mirage.
Excellent. All right.
I believe... Yeah, it was a ribbon.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, come on, carbonated ravioli.
Is Ravioli going to make us proud?
Yes!
Ravioli has made us proud in carbonated bubbles!
I give him the win right now. Classic Pokemon crit mechanic. Considering Final Fantasy was released in 1987, Pokemon came out in 1996. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Yes, probably. But I was born in 1991, so as far as I know, anything that came out before I was born doesn't exist.
Oh, I see what you're asking now. Hey, the waterfall entrance led to Volcano Armory, and that's as far as Deadpool's got. That's as much as we know.
I also think he just picked up a third ribbon.
Yes, he did.
Millions of ribbons, ribbons for free. Alright. Gonna say, I missed Fabian getting our floater, but after such an ordeal getting that ship from the salt mines, I feel so much pain for him. Oh no. Have I been left alone? I'm unattended.
Oops. I did like your pun. No, I took a drink, and apparently when I put my drink down, I hit my mute button. Oops.
As you do. I mean, mine's behind my ear, it's hard to miss, but if I lean back too far...
Yep.
Alright, we're fighting Astos.
Might
I'm guessing a mini-boss for this area.
Yep. Quad exit race terminated, to be expected from Astos dying.
Oh, there's that loot!
Yep, and now Deadpulse is truly in go mode. It's behind the rod. That is where Northwest Castle was residing this whole time. Nasty spot.
Alright. Oh no, my estimate is even further off. I've doomed myself.
Nah.
Yeah.
Your estimate... Honestly, your estimate's still pretty much on point.
Hey.
One thing I will say about our ducklings, as I've been watching them progress, is they have been getting so much better at a rapid rate that I honestly think that most of them will be, if not all of them, will be done with this within the hour 30 mark.
Nice. And I will tell them quack proudly.
Yes, and Deadpulse is really, really, really good. He's our current our current tournament champion, which in this case was the winter tournament. We used to have our main tournament per se in the spring, but we decided to move it over to winter instead. So we had Speed Bump 2, aka Lich 2, and now Carry 2. She opened up with Fire 3, X-Cal Swing, 3 hits for 427, Harm 4 coming out, 120 damage,
Wow.
terminated.
Yep. Terminated. Oh, hi, Kraken.
Kraken 2 time, going all offense. 4 hits, 246 coming from the X-Cal, 7 hits for 190 onto the Ninja. Ninja, 2 hits, 2 damage from that Katana. Harm 4 coming out, 86 damage. Nuke comes out, 259 damage. Not a bad nuke roll. Quad X going to come out. Erase terminated. Erase terminated.
And we see Fabian fighting good old Tiamat 1, while Dead Pulse is on the way to Tiamat 2. We're just getting a glimpse into the future. It's fine.
And she opens up with Thunder.
Ooh.
Pretty good damage coming out. 8 hits for 474, though, as Fast got initiative. Harm 4 comes out for 80 damage. Swing from the Katana, 3 hits for 80.
You've got like a perfect, like, fast radio broadcaster voice for this, and it's beautiful.
I appreciate it. Harm 4 coming out for 109. Nuke coming out for 137. 3 hits for 141. That Ninja has gone down. 7 hits for 429. Tia's got some HP here. Nuke's going to come out again, 182.
There we go.
And there's Tia down. Dead Pulse only has 1 Fiend remaining. The ultimate Fiend himself, Chaos.
Yep. The big boy himself.
Life 2 up the Ninja, heal 3 to top everybody's health off. Gonna move that Mosmian over. Put the Roost Stick up in front, and here we go. It's time for Chaos. Gonna Saber up, gonna Harm 4, and gonna Fast. 2 hits for 228 coming out from Chaos, 3 hits for 61 coming out from the Ninja. There's Fast, Harm 4 goes out for 81 damage. Saber's going to come out, buffing that Knight even more. That's going to be really nice, as that also gives accuracy on top of the damage. Temper comes out, even more damage that the Knight will be able to deal. Katana Swing, 3 hits for 83 damage. Mosmian Swing, 7 hits for 389. Not bad, not bad.
Gotta increase my font size, I'm blind.
Fire 2 comes out from Chaos, not dealing much damage. 5 hits for 246 that time around. 4 hits for 131 from the Ninja. That Katana is actually not doing too bad damage. More Tempers going out. As we see a Nuke come out. 204 damage, not resisted. 3 hits, 3 damage coming out from that Ninja. Harm 4 comes out, 117 damage. 2 hits for 164 going onto the Knight. 7 hits for 615 damage. That's terminated.
There it goes.
And Dead Pulse finishes in first place with an official race time GG time of 1 hour and 35 seconds. Get your GGs out for Dead Pulse.
Oh yeah, as expected of the current head duckling.
The current winter tournament champion.
I'm calling it head duckling. That's my new name for it. It's taken over. It's fine. Yes, GG's. I wonder if we'll have them in for a little talky talk. Because that seed. Oof. Duckling Dawn is something different. Oh my. There are so many titles I need to learn about. Alright. Because it looks like Fabian has done pretty well catching up to things, has managed to get the tail and those upgrades, and I noticed Ravioli's picked up the tail, but not whether they have cashed in for their upgrades yet, considering I can't see their thing in the ship. Give them a hot second there.
Yep, and we might be having Dead Pulse jump in for an interview.
Sounds good. We're supposed to be offering payments to a Dawn. I mean, I'll take payments. I'm an affiliate, so.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Ravioli has figured out that the crown is what's going to lead to the loot, as we are joined in the booth by the winner of the race, Dead Pulse. GG's, my friend.
Don't forget, we still need to shame him for not carbonating that mermaid.
Oh, thank you, GG.
And yes, shame on you for not carbonating Bubbles.
Shame.
That's all I got on that. So,
Listen, if Saracen wasn't going to keep making flag sets with ordeals, not incentivized, then maybe I would carbonate Bubbles. I don't know.
I mean, Ordeals was incentivizing this flag set.
Yeah, but not every flag set. Settle down.
Okay, fair.
I see how it is.
You win this round, my friend.
Total appeasement or no appeasement.
So, how about that loot placement?
That whole seed was just a giant what?
I was gonna say, how about that adamant after the TNT? Multiple visits to the salt mines.
I was just laughing at that point because I took a gamble and I'm like, okay, maybe I can go all the way around the inner sea. Maybe that'll lead to something. No. All right, maybe the shop item's up here. Oh, cool, but I know it leads to the tail, so now I'm gonna walk over, the river of shame over to Melman.
It was a treat.
Little did you know that the walk across the river of shame was required.
Several times.
Yeah. Like that was I couldn't help but laugh at how the progression worked out in this seed, just because you went back and forth and then back and forth and then back, and then you're like, I finally have the ship.
Freedom.
Yeah,
And then
don't
you go to
forget,
ordeals
and
and
then
you're like, crap.
the ordeals back to Sarah. Just come on.
Yep. Hate roll a doozy.
The Herbie carbonated bubbles.
It
Yes,
felt
you
like 45 minutes of just prepping to play the game and then finally playing it.
did. Yeah, and then you spent 15 minutes playing.
Ravioli's on refights. Let's go. Lich 2.
Harm 4 into Nuke. We got 187 coming out from Nuke. Swing from that fighter. 4 hits for 308. That's it. Man, the Fiends were paper this time around.
I was gonna say, how did you feel when that Kraken went down to like 3 hits? Kraken 1?
Just giggling. Just, this could be, I could be in for trouble. Nope.
He gives out more hits than he can take.
I would say I'm surprised you didn't use Bane or Brack on Kraken or Tia, but at the same time, considering the scaling of the flags, melee is the way to go.
Well, I wanted to get a fast out. I felt like I'd do fast and then I would do Brack. But the problem was that the fighter hit for like 400 on the first hit against Tia. And I'm like, well, this is only going to take 2 turns. Why would I try to Brack?
Exactly. And I mean, that fighter having hurt Dragon as well, it just allowed everything to go that much faster.
Oh yeah. I could barely read how fast it was going. I blinked, they were gone. There were fiends in this seed?
Now, the best thing, in my opinion, is that all 4 of you here on Restream took the exact same party. Thief, Fighter, White Mage, Black Mage.
Yeah, we were expecting some black belts with that plus 20% hit.
Oh, it was really rough. I really considered the black belt here. But then I'm like, okay, there's a reasonable chance that not only am I going to find a Massamine, but I could also find the Excalibur, and might as well do that.
You dodged a bullet on Kraken too.
Ooh, apparently Kraken 2 had Cure
Cure
4.
Yeah.
I mean, with his with his tiny health pool.
Yeah. Still would have been dead next turn, but it's still a bullet dodged.
Oh yeah. See some Bane attempts on him from Ravioli too.
Yeah,
Really trying different strats.
it's a low chance to get it to work, but if it works, it's big.
Ravioli also didn't turn in the tail, so we're seeing, I'm guessing, less damage because they're not upgraded as well?
Less damage because the Excalibur is not equipped. It can't be equipped by a fighter, can only be equipped by a knight. But 5 hits, 307, and that's going to take out Kraken 2.
Nice. So that leaves one more and our big friend.
Now, Deadpulse, I imagine when you saw the early nuke, early warp, all that stuff, you were like, this isn't going to be too bad. And then you hit that point where the siege progression had you just running back and forth like a chicken with its head cut off. You're laughing the whole time.
Yeah, the magic shop owners were definitely laughing at me the whole time.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have all these useful tools. They'll do nothing for you.
Did you get to a point at all that you felt kind of annoyed because of how that progression ended up rolling out?
I think I single-handedly funded the item shops. I'm pretty sure I used over 100 cabin.
Dang.
I think you're right, actually. I lost count after you bought that set of 51.
Yeah, I bought a first set of 41, used them all, bought another set of 51, but then I also had about 20 tents I used, 10 houses, and a partridge and a pear tree.
I was about to finish it
Hey.
off with that.
I was gonna say, the jokes keep flying. I'm happy. Going up to Chaos, moving that Mass Immune over.
Gonna stick with the Sun Sword on the fighter.
Hmm.
Here we go, going on to Chaos. We see fight, ruse, and fast going out onto that fighter. 4 hits, 4 damage right off the bat, where the Mazda is 4 hits, 24 damage.
You gotta go fast. You're not going fast. Tut tut.
So here we go, 5 hits, 106. Got a crit off from that Mosmian. Another ruse going on to the White Mage, and
Ooh,
the
that'll
fighter
hurt.
is dead.
Well, we got life too. And a dream.
I don't know if Life in Battle is turned on in this flag set.
I
We're
hope
about to
it
find
is.
out, though. Life in
Yeah,
Battle
there we
is
go.
turned on.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, the nice part is that fast will persist on that fighter, so still going to see 8 hits coming out from him. So 8 hits for 37 damage. Heal 3 goes out. Not a bad play. 8 hits for 133 coming out on, or from the Thief. Temper going out onto that fighter. Now, the question is, what else is Chaos holding on to magic-wise? Wall goes out onto that Thief, 9 hits for 121. Another punch for 162 onto Thief.
He's got big fists, no room for magic.
Yeah, Thief's on a knee right now. Chaos goes after the Black Mage.
Also on
8
a knee.
hits for 787 coming out from that fighter. Thief swings, 10 hits for 45. Good damage.
See it? Ooh, the nuke.
Fire 3 comes out. That Black
nuke.
Mage is dead. 9 hits for 153 from the Thief. Here we go. Fighter is about to swing. We're going to see some damage here. 7 hits,
There it
589.
is.
Terminated.
Beautiful
Ravioli.
crit for 4th place.
Yes,
Some
4th
run
place
finish.
overall.
Yeah,
Get your
second
GGs
on
up
our
for
stream.
Ravioli.
Yeah.
Yep. Hour, 10 minutes, and 23 seconds, according to Race Time GG.
Mm-hmm. Oh, stretches. Herbie got that loot, so that's, I think, go mode for Herbie?
I believe so. Thavion is still on the search for it.
Yep. And hey, considering the late salt mines, nothing to be ashamed of.
For sure.
Hey, wait a minute, there's a duck symbol? What? When did we get a duck symbol? Why doesn't Dead Pulse get one?
Deadpulse is far
I
from the duck.
too would like a duck symbol.
I
Just
mean,
because he was a bad boy and didn't carbonate a mermaid?
what happened to your... do you still have your duck avatar by chance, Deadpulse?
There we go. Now we got a duck.
Yes.
Well, there you go. There's your duck symbol.
Dead Pulse's duck ran away. Alright. Collecting some muns.
And there's the other ribbon for Thavion. Deadpulse has the flamingos. I like it.
Ooh. Alright. So we're exiting the Mirage Tower on Herbie's end. And you mentioned they got the loot, so that means they should be considered... Oh, they'll get the crown, that'll get them the loot.
Yes, it is crown into loot, but the rod needs to be obtained first.
Mm-hmm. Still a close race regardless. See it happen. They both got their crowns. Pretty sure they both got enough orbs. I haven't checked their pause screen recently. Oop.
I'm not sure, but we are joined in the booth by our second finisher on stream, Ravioli.
Ravioli,
GGs.
ravioli, give me the formuoli.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Deadpulse after he came in here. How
How are the
about that
salt
wild?
mines?
How about that wild goose chase through the salt mines?
Oh my god,
The exact answer I
that was
expected.
that was wild.
Pain without love.
I had an inkling it would be a lot of walking. I don't know why, and boy was my intuitions were correct.
Did you at least remember to wear your running shoes?
I got my running shoes on. I got my steps in.
Nice.
I mean, you all didn't just get your steps in. You got your steps in, our steps in as, or for the viewers and us doing commentary and our trackers,
I get to count that as
and
my 15 minutes a day of physio.
yeah, and the dog steps in, as Hate put it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check the counters at the end. I'm sure it was what 13,000, 14,000 steps or more. I don't even know.
Oh,
Yeah,
at
that was a
least,
lot. That was a lot of walking.
at
The dogs
least.
are barking.
But all
Because
things
I'm
considered,
interested.
I was happy with my time. You know, all things considered.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful time.
I will tell you now, with you being a duckling, if I remember correctly, coming within 10 minutes of Dead Pulse is massive.
Oh
And
yeah.
like, and, and I know you know this, Dead Pulse. You're one of the runners I'm the most scared to go against at this point.
All I know is I don't like seeing ducklings within 10 minutes of me. You should stop. Why don't you just relax a little bit?
Careful, he'll put in that duck hunt cartridge and get the light gun ready. Oh man, that no, it gets the very tinny twang. Just miss it.
I mean, but the thing that shows with you being within 10 minutes of Dead Pulse here is that you're getting really, really good. And that goes for the entire class of ducks this time around. All of you have been getting extremely good, and the progress has been absolutely scary.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm an LADX runner, and just noticing the ability for you all to pick apart where you should be going next based on the things you've got. Just excellent choices on routing. Most of you went different ways to start, but the moment you started picking the pieces together, you were all right on track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Dead Pulse, I can't blame you for wanting the ducks to calm down.
They won't be ducklings for long. They'll be full-on mallards.
Yeah, I don't like when I say I love when people are watching the Derby and the boot camp and learning all about it. I really mean it? Like, do I want people to get fast?
I mean, I
Of
always love
course,
people getting
of course I
fast.
do.
Oh, dude, always. I mean, it's the whole reason we enjoy racing each other because we put up competitive times with each other, but we have fun doing it.
Nothing more exciting than seeing someone getting close to your time because it means you suddenly have more incentive to improve yourself, if nothing else.
Oh, absolutely. What I can't wait for is when I get a midnight ping from Saracen yelling at me about this bubble site.
You do realize that's going to happen.
Yep.
Oh,
You're gonna get
yeah.
clipped. You're never gonna live it down.
If Hate doesn't mention something about it, there's a chance that I will. And then you're just going to get a massive ping, and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. I tried to not say anything.
Ooh, we've got Herbie and Fabian really close together, both taking on Lich 2 at the same time. I think Fabian entered the fight just a few seconds before him, though.
Yeah, they're holding hands at this point.
Swapping the Black Mage up, take less hits on the fighter, if I recall how that works.
Yeah, so slot 1 has a 50% chance to be targeted, slot 2 has a 25% chance, and then slots 3 and 4 are both 12.5%.
Mm-hmm.
But they are both on carry 2 at this point, and Thavion making carry 2 look like a joke, slicing through her like butter, as does Herbie.
Wait, she's not a joke? I thought she was.
It depends on the scaling of the flags. As Dead Pulse knows very well from some of the shenanigans both Hate and I run, we can get some really bad Fiend 2s.
I'll roll the next seed and it'll be even worse. Lich is reliably a joke? Alright.
I
Sound-
wouldn't say Lich is reliably a joke, especially when you have alternate fiends on and you have high scaling. Herbie getting that Cure 4 from Kraken 2, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Starting back from square one.
Yep.
There was a co-op race last. It was either last year or the year before, but
Hmm.
people made it to chaos, wiped, and then couldn't get past Lich.
I remember that co-op race.
Ooh, and Herbie's taken the lead from Therion on this with the ability to even take down that Kraken through the Cure. This is interesting.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of extra damage.
A little bit of elbow grease, polish it up, make some calamari.
For sure.
Ooh, that thunder hurting though. There's
Yeah.
other Kraken down. Oh, it's so tight. Miserable pile of secrets.
All right. Davion and Herbie just neck and neck the whole time
Yeah.
right now.
Which, again, considering Thavian found the ship so late, is, again, just kind of a testament to the impressive nature of the ability to pick out what you need to be doing next, even if you're behind.
For sure.
Like, it's picking up on those secrets. Alright, Herbie getting ready for that Chaos fight.
And here we go. The preparation is done. Herbie's
here we
going
go.
into chaos. And now it is time. Gonna open up with Saber and Fast on the Knight. And walling up the Knight as well. I like it.
Will we find out the mystery spell?
4 hits for 129 coming out from that ninja, and that ninja does not get hit as the Woodmaster is fully online. On top of that, plus 80 agility, that's near max evasion. 8 hits 494, 5 hits 182. More temper going out. Swing, wait, and I believe wait. 7 hits 553. Nothing coming out really from
Fire
chaos
2.
there. Fire 2 just doing chip damage. 4 hits for 50 damage. Another round of fight, wait. 4 hits, 154. 2 hits for 207 going out onto the Knight. But the Knight returns with 7 hits for 321, and that's
And there we
terminated on
go.
Chaos with
Just as
Herbie
Thavion's
B
getting in.
finishing
Third in the
in
stream.
place. Third on stream. Official race time GG time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 25 seconds. Get your GGs out.
Oh yeah. Congrats for Herbie, who I have restreamed for in a couple of things, so I've watched him get better even just in the last few weeks.
Now, the person that finished between Herbie and Ravioli was Jesus the Frog in 1 hour, 12 minutes, 53 seconds. But unfortunately, we've also had 2 forfeits from Pickles and Beer and Ghost Pirate.
So we're waiting on Thavion for a delicious 7th, the lucky number.
Yes, Saber and Fast going out. Swing from the Thor Hammer for 1 whole damage. 7 hits for 130 coming out from that katana. Knight is going to go ahead and start swinging, and the white shirt's going to start being used. 6 hits for 83 damage coming out from the ninja. Knight is prepped and ready to swing. 7 hits for 359. Not bad on the damage. Nuke comes out for 160. And that's it on nukes. As Herbie B joins us in the booth, we'll get to the interview in just a moment. Temper's going out onto that Knight. 8 hits for 341 coming out from that katana. 7 hits for 509 from the Knight. Harm!
And there it goes. That harm picked up in the very first shop. Came back around.
Finishing with an official race time GG time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, 51 seconds. Get your GGs out for Thavion Hawk as we are joined by him in the booth.
We got the whole team together.
Herbie, Thavion, GGs to both of you.
Memory holing that river really, really wasted a lot of time.
Oh yeah, you welcome to the salt mines.
And of course the fact that I thought, oh yeah, that's 4,200 or 42,000 gold, not 22. So I wasted extra time grinding to get the crystal just in case I met Matoya earlier than I ended up doing so.
Yeah, that's a thing. So, Herbie, how was your walk through the salt mines?
Oh, well, it was good if that darn loot, that loot, could not find that for the life of me. I don't know if it was as hard for everybody else.
So, yeah, Deadpool's last located the loot. Actually, I'm pretty sure all of you last located the loot, really.
Yeah, it was quite the chain to get that ship going, and then after that, it was pretty much just bam, 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 loot last.
You find the rod lock early, but then you have to find the damn rod.
Y'all,
Oh, it was a beautiful
was-
first
yeah,
run
I-
to be commenting.
I almost
Uh,
forgot about the rod. I panicked for a second and I checked my notes and I said, "Oh, that's where it is." Yeah, it's easy to forget after all this.
I mean, you may have panicked, but you did not pancake.
Yeah, you panicked, but you didn't ride Pan Am. Worst air flight ever. Oh. But yeah,
Wow.
no,
Yeah.
beautiful times from everyone within a stone's throw of one another. It was beautiful to watch and beautiful to commentate. I was glad to be here.
Yeah, Herbie, you and Thavion both made that end very, very interesting and very, very fun because you were holding hands going into Topher.
I was commenting, you were going back and forth, and I was on the edge of my seat between the two of you. It was lovely.
Did you see the Cure 4? Because the Cure 4 was annoying.
We saw the Cure 4 many a time. He really
Only
liked it.
person who didn't see the Cure 4 is sitting at the top of this channel right now.
Cure 4, never heard of it.
Fake news. Didn't exist. Fake spell.
Yeah, who needs Cure 4 if you can kill him fast enough, right?
Exactly. He had like 10 health. It was fine.
So, I'm going to pose this question to all three of you ducklings that were on here, Herbie, Ravioli, and Thavion. How much have you guys been practicing the entrance and floor shuffle? Because it seems like you all have been doing a decent amount of practice with it.
Not all at
Well-
once now.
So I'll say I've been doing quite a bit of practice with the weekly seeds, right, and doing the community races. I haven't done much as entrance and floor shuffle. I mean, I think for me it's just tricky keeping notes and everything, and just trying to keep everything in memory. But yeah, certainly tonight was very good practice, I would say.
For me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go for it. You finished before me.
Okay. I tend to love EF shuffle, and especially with Shard Hunt. I tend to run these ones here and there, so I guess I practice them quite often, I would say.
As for me, shuffle is basically the first thing I experimented with when I started messing with the randomizer. So I've probably run 50, 60, over 100 shuffle seeds just because I find it the most interesting.
This man gets my Medal of Honor because that's exactly what I did when I started LADX. Just put all the settings on like a stupid person.
It's
Sour
better
seed.
it's better than entry shuffled Pokemon's Gold and Silver. That is crazy.
That sounds like a bad time.
Especially when you enable mixing Johto and Kanto. Otherwise, you
Uh-oh.
can separate it. Don't mix it if you want sanity.
Do I like my sanity?
What is this concept of sanity that you speak of?
I'm pretty sure we
True.
all lost it when we started running Randomizer.
Fair. So, just to make sure I've got this right, all three of you were entered into the Derby, correct?
Yar.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I guess I'll follow up with, as it currently stands, how prepared do the three of you feel for the Derby with the weekly community races and the asyncs that have been going up, and even some of the platypus flag sets that have been played?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I feel like it's been I mean, you could always be more prepared, right? But I feel like it's a good frequency, even just doing the community races and then the weeklies, right? That gives you 4 good races per week, and you know, you pick up a couple here and there. You know, I'm excited. I don't know. I feel like I've improved a lot just by doing some of those races. So, yeah, I'm excited.
The hype is real. Just remember, it wasn't the races, but the friends you made along the way.
Ravioli, we'll throw that question at you next.
Sure. Yeah. No, I definitely run the weeklies and the Mondays and the Thursdays and the weekly races. It's definitely helping, and I appreciate the team that puts it together every week. It's very helpful and it's very fun.
Oh yeah, Saracen, Liffy DV,
And
Life
Luffy,
Reboot.
yeah, and Life Reboot. Yep.
They all do an amazing job with it. And Fabian, I'll throw that question towards you as well.
In general, I've been doing the weekly or the 2-a-week seed, the duckling, and the async, but I haven't been getting many more runs in. So I definitely could practice more going into the duckling derby itself, but this has mostly just been experimenting and learning on the fly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, honestly, the duckling program, a lot of it is really just based upon experimenting and lots of learning on the fly. And then even just practicing your routing as a whole, because routing goes a very long way in this game. As you may have seen with watching back some of maybe Deadpulse's runs, because if there's one person that I know that routes extremely well, very, very frequently, it is Deadpulse.
Yeah, it was an honor commentating the winter tournament, watching his races. It was just like, yeah, I can learn from this.
Oh, very much so.
I was gonna say, and that's one of the big things. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of combinations out there. The more you practice, the more you start recognizing different types of patterns, the better you will be overall, even just from that skill alone. So never underestimate, even just doing the race on your own at a later time, or watching these races back if you don't have the time to do it, because you can learn a million different ways, but it's your ability to react that is going to be your most valuable thing in a race.
I 100% agree with that too. Now, Deadpulse, I'm gonna put you on the spot here for a second. When is the next VOD review? So that way, Ducklings might
my
be able to
goodness.
actually get some more information from you.
That's going to be tomorrow night at what is it? 8 o'clock Final Fantasy Randomizer time, which is concurrent with Eastern time. So 8 o'clock tomorrow on Final Fantasy Randomizer. I'll be doing the last VOD review of the season.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a hoot and a half, I'll tell you what.
Wouldn't it be a quack and a half because we're full of ducks?
You know, there are things I wish I would have thought of 5 weeks ago. Where were you then?
I was playing LADX, and then I became a restreamer for a few weeks. Oh, also I was in surgeries, but we're gonna ignore that part.
Well, next time if I have an idea, just make sure you tell me a better one.
Just
All right.
remember the Mighty Ducks cartoon theme song.
That was a banger.
But there you go. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Convert it to your time zone. That'll be the next VOD review from Deadpulse. Definitely recommend jumping in, watching it, listening to everything he has to say. Deadpulse is a massive font of information, extremely, extremely good runner, current tournament champion. Just fantastic all around.
Oh, stop, but go on.
You know I've been waiting to do this for a while. You know I've been waiting for it. Like, there are 2 people that I've been waiting to do this with.
Oh, and neither of them were me?
You and Luffy. Specifically for FFR.
Yeah.
Well, listen, all of us know how to have some fun here, so I'm glad everyone could come out and watch a race. And thank you to all you Restream, tracking, comms, all your race crew. Really amazing. I can't wait to watch this back and watch everyone run this.
Oh dear. Well, now I'm flush. I worry about my performance.
And you beat me to asking you about final thoughts because I was about to jump there after that. So we'll go next in line here in the booth. Herbie, final thoughts.
Yeah, just thanks to everyone who's involved in this and everyone behind the scenes and on the scenes and commentating and just appreciate the opportunity to be out here and I'll see everybody at the next race.
Leads into you, Ravioli. Final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks again to everybody, and here comes some Derby hype. I'm very excited.
And we'll finish up with Therian. Thavion, sorry. It's been a long night.
That is something, normally people say Thavion. Therion is a new one. Thanks to the streaming crew, everyone involved with FFR, all the racers, GG on that, and yeah, looking forward to more races to come.
All right.
Well, Maddie, any final thoughts from you before I take us home for the night?
Well, I'm sensitive about my performance. I hope everyone had a lovely time learning with me, and I look forward to probably doing this again, depending on the need, and potential helping with other events in the future as well. I've already in talks with it.
Well, I knew you were a new commentator, and as somebody that's been around for a while, I was like, I messaged Darkman and I went, throw me in. I know I'm going to be a lot of help on this one.
And you were. High fives.
High fives indeed.
Clap.
But definitely give our runners a follow. Thavion Hawk, Deadpool Sigma, Herbie B, and Ravioli 500. Give our restreamer a follow, Hate the 13th. Softenham was going to restream, but then technical issues arose. Unfortunately,
give him a follow anyway.
Things happen, but definitely give Softenham a follow anyway. Red Mage doing tracking, and I believe Softenham was tracking as well.
Yeah.
Hate might be able to correct me on that, but definitely give Red Mage a follow. Give my co-commentator Maddie a follow, because Maddie, you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
This.
I like to think I have charisma, if nothing else.
Oh, you do. Definitely stay tuned in the Discord for the events coming up. We've got the Duckling Derby. We have a full calendar for all of the events that are coming up. I know there's some other stuff in the works as well right now that is being talked about, but we haven't quite seen anything come up on the calendar yet. So keep your eyes peeled on that. If you want to jump into Final Fantasy Randomizer, head on over to finalfantasyrandomizer.com. There is a link to the Discord there. Also check out the YouTube channel Final Fantasy Randomizer as well, as that is how a lot of the runners actually got into Final Fantasy Randomizer. We'll have links to the Discord, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer site in and of itself. And on top of that, you can come in, play the Duckling flags, learn the game. We'll help you out. We'll even run alongside you. It's an amazing time. But on behalf of our runners, Dead Pulse, Herbie B, Ravioli, Thavion Hawk, our restreamer Hate the 13th, our trackers Red Mage and Softenham, my co-commentator Maddie, I'm Sonny Wrath 11. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this Duckling boot camp. Remember to keep the power of the orbs alive, and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.